Hi everyone, welcome to the video. Today we're looking at calculating percentage increase and decrease. Okay, so here's our example as usual. We're looking to increase £185 by 20%. Before we do this, I want you to understand what we're trying to do here. So, I can give you a method, but unless you understand what's being asked, the method will help you answer the question, but it won't mean anything to you. So let's say that this here is 185 centimeters long. Okay, so what we're trying to do is we're trying to increase this by 20% of itself. Okay, so 20% of itself. So let's say 20% we know is a fifth, and let's say if we were to divide this into 5 different parts, a fifth would be roughly this much here. Okay, so what we need to do is, if this is 185, we need to work out 20%, which is just this much, and we need to add this much on, so it becomes that. Okay, I don't know if that makes any sense to you. I hope it does. So basically 185 increased by 20% is that. Okay, so let's look at how that looks in terms of numbers. So to work out 20% of 185, we do the usual, so 20%. Oops. Looks like this. Of means times 185. So the way we work it out is the same way we would when we're multiplying fractions. So 20 times 185 is, I've done this already, so 3,700, and that divided by 100. And then we can cancel these two zeros off. So we've worked out 20% of 185, which is 37, but that's not the answer, because we need to increase 185 by 20%. So we know that 20% of 185 is 37. Now we need to increase 185 by 37, so it becomes 185 plus 37, and if you do that correctly, the answer you get is 222. So that's 185 pounds increased by 20% is 222 pounds. Okay, and then sometimes this does happen when you go into shops, or when you're adding something called V80 Value-Added Tax, which is 20% at the moment. You'll always see, if you look at the receipt, it always says 20% added on for VAT or something like that. So this is what they are doing. Okay, so let's have a look at this one here now. We're decreasing 9 by 60%. So decrease is the opposite of increase, where increase is going up, decrease is coming down. Same method, but at the end, instead of adding the answer, we're going to take it away. So let's first work out let's first work out 60% of 9. So that's 60%. Of 9. So we know that 6 times 9 is 54. Therefore 60 times 9 is going to be 540. Divided by 100. Cancel these zeros off. So that's 54 divided by 10. That makes it 5.4. If you remember, we've got the invisible decimal point there, which moves one shift to the left. Now we've got to do 5.4 and take that away from 9, and if you were to do that correctly, the answer you get is 3.6. Okay, as usual, I'd like you to look at this method, go through it again, and then have a look at how you'd calculate this. Now what I suggest you do actually is to pause the video when I say so, work out this one first, and then if you've got it correctly, pause it again and then work out this one. And then hopefully you'd have the same method. If you use the same method as me, you'll get the same answer. Okay, you can pause the video now, and good luck. Okay, welcome back. Let's see how you did. Okay, so let's do 15% of 360. That's 15% times 360. So if you do 15 times 360 makes 5400. divided by 100. Cancel these two off. That's equal to 54. So now we've got to add the 54 to the 360. And if you did that correctly, the answer you get is 414. Okay, so 0 plus 4 is 4. This is 11, 1 carryover, plus the 3 makes it 4. So 360 increased by 15% is 414. Okay, so let's look at the next one now. We are decreasing 245 by 26%. Hopefully you got the other one right. So 26% looks like this. Now if you did that correctly, you'd see that 26 times 245 is 6370, and we need to divide that by 100. We can cancel the zeros off, so that leaves 637 divided by 10. Now that invisible decimal point is there, which moves one place to the left. That makes this 63.7, but that's not our final answer. Remember, we're decreasing 245 by 26% of itself. So we've now got to do 245, and from that we're subtracting 63.7. So that's, we know the answer is going to be something 0.7, and if you did this correctly, you'd end up with 308. So the answer to the question, which is to decrease 245 by 26%, is 308.7. Okay, hopefully you got those right. As usual, if you didn't, have a look at your method, have a look at my method, make sure they match each other, and it's all about practice.